Welcome to the New Hollywood Show. So thankful to be able to bring this show to you every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Hey, and Merry Christmas to you a week early. But hey, it's important, right? Jesus is the reason for the season, so can't get enough of him. On tonight's show, we're going to be talking a lot about, a lot about Christmas. But first, Bruce Willis, action star. I found out something recently I'm going to share with you guys. Never knew this. We're going to talk about that. Brett Cooper is out at Daily Wire. We're going to talk about that. All right. And, what was the Christmas season without the Grinch? We're going to talk a little bit about the Grinch tonight as well. And, we're going to get into the Christmas movies. Hey, what can I say? It's a Christmas episode a week early. Oh, man. And we have a special surprise guest for you tonight. This is going to be a little bit different. You don't want to miss this. We're going to get into a whole lot more. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Hello, free thinkers, Hollywood professionals, and creatives worldwide. I am Tatum Shank. We are Hollywood for Freedom, and this is our podcast to stay connected with you, our community of industry professionals and fellow like-minded patriots. It's so good to be here again. Hey, look, as creatives, you are responsible for shaping the hearts and minds of our culture. What you create matters, and what we believe matters, which is this. We believe in wholesome ideals and traditional values, creating a healthy culture. We believe in personal autonomy, freedom, and responsibility. Being a free thinker is crucial. All right. And we believe you can be a healthy creative working in Hollywood, or better yet, in the new Hollywood that we're creating. All right. If you're not yet a member of our database, please go to our website, hollywoodforfreedom.com. Join there for free, whether you're a industry professional or a supporter. Our strength is in our numbers, so please join the movement. And of course, we know big tech. They're going to be on our case, so we want to encourage you to find us on Rumble or X, where we can speak freely from censorship. Make sure you're clicking those links, giving us those thumbs up, and share those links with your friends as well. Clicking on those description links is really helpful to us, okay? All right, let's get into this. Get my co-host for the show on here today. This is going to be great. As always, he is one of the co-founders of Hollywood for Freedom, currently the CEO of Hollywood for Freedom. You didn't know that? That's pretty cool. He's making everything happen on this show. He is the always dapper, like I love to say, always dapper, Timothy Glover. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tatum. Thanks for the intro, as usual. This is going to be an awesome show. And Christmas is my favorite time of year, so I'm excited to already get into the spirit of things, even though we're a couple of weeks early. But let's do this thing properly. Let's get it off to a good start.
For sure. I'm in a great mood. I just good to see you smiling, Tim. Glad that you're having. I love your smile, buddy.
Thank you.
Good. Oh man. Inside jokes are a thing, right? Inside jokes are a real thing, and we don't share them here on the show. What stays on the New Hollywood Show stays on I don't know what it goes. It doesn't matter. We have another co-host with us today, everyone. He is also a founder of Hollywood for Freedom. He's an actor. He's a producer. He is a heck of a dad. He is the one and only Siaka Massaquoi. Hey, Siaka.
Boom. What's up, y'all? This is going to be the laughy show, because you're kind of struggling through the intro there, Tatum. Huh?
Hey, you know what? This is a one taker. We're not going to edit this. We're not starting over. This is the mood I'm in. We're going to go with it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great show.
We're doing it live. We're doing it live.
So good. Well, check this out, guys. So here's a little bit of a shake-up, little surprise I mentioned from the top of the show here. We have, I'm just going to call him the fourth co-host. We have a fourth co-host with us today.
There you go.
And we're going to bring him on right here in a minute, because look, he's going to be on with the whole show. He's going to be every segment with us today. And the reason we're doing that is because this guy he's in our inner circle. All right. He's been a part of Hollywood for Freedom since its beginnings. He's a member of our advisory board. He's a key cog in how we've gotten to where we're at today with Hollywood for Freedom. He's been a big part of that. He's an actor, a writer, he's an editor, he's a comedian, a cinematographer. I mean, this guy could do it all. I mean, this guy has got so much white privilege, it's ridiculous. He's our good friend, Mr. Bo Robinson. Bo.
What's up, guys?
Yes. Thanks for being here, man. This is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is so cool that you're on the show with us today. And you know, you're special, man, because you're a part of the team here and you have been, you know, from the beginnings. And I really appreciate everything you've done. And we're happy to have you on. And just, we're going to like give you a little, we're going to let the audience know a little bit more about Bo. Let's do that. What are you up to lately, Bo?
I'm up to, first I want to say, guys, thanks for having me. It's awesome to be in the inner circle of Hollywood for Freedom. This wouldn't be here without you three. Really appreciate the opportunity to come on here and share what I've been up to. What have I been up to? Oh, well, I realized a short time ago that I had so much white privilege. I just wanted to give it to everybody.
Yeah.
So I actually decided to make a cologne and put it on the internet to sell it to you, to everybody.
That's cool.
To Caitlin Clark, you know, so she can finally have the white privilege she says she has.
My question is, how did you bottle it?
It's
How did you bottle it?
You know, it's a top secret formula and it's a top secret process. So
which you can't tell because I'm on the stream with you guys.
Oh no, I could totally tell. I could totally tell you all, but it would ruin the fun of it, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You got to ship some of that quick. Get that. He doesn't have a bottle yet, Siak. You don't have a bottle?
No, I need to.
Siak actually has a bottle, but his is empty.
I do. Mine's
He
empty.
keeps using it.
That was, which is it seems to be working because I'm here in Tennessee with a beautiful house, so it's working out for me.
It's working out better for him than anybody else right now. He can't play basketball anymore though. His jump shots ruined. So.
it's shot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
Oh, man.
So no, Bo.
That's so good.
No, like you've been. I mean, we were meeting like every Monday night. You know, consistently.
About a year and
for a year and a half. You know, going on 2. You know, the mingles and jingles. I mean, you were a part of all that, and you know, you're just as much Hollywood for Freedom as the rest of us. So we appreciate you being here, and don't forget us when you know white privilege just blows up. So
absolutely not.
So we are clear. The audience is clear, right? White privilege is a cologne that you made.
Well, let's go. Let's show them the ad. How about
there
that?
it is. There's the bottle. Yeah, of course. Let's show them the ad and we'll talk a little bit more about it.
All right.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
How to give a black guy white privilege.
Soy mexicano.
What?
Que no soy moreno, soy mexicano.
Same thing. Feel that?
Feel what? I can speak English.
He can speak English.
Hey, everybody, I can speak English.
It's a miracle.
So good.
That's my favorite part of it. And shout out to our homie Alistair Bayardo on that. Like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good. Oh, I love that.
Alistair's the man. He's been helping me out with a lot of things. So
that's so cool. Yeah. And he'll be on. We're gonna get him on too.
Absolutely. He's one of the best artists in LA. He does a lot of street art. So for those of you that are listening,
So Bo, you know, we were all kind of kicked out of Hollywood doing a bunch of different things. We're doing our sketch comedy. Why white privilege? What made you want to just get going on this thing?
You know, so the idea came when I was performing comedy. I was making a bunch of jokes. There's a white privilege credit card out there. And I was like, guys, think about the incentives. No late fees, no interest, 20% off a Cracker Barrel. You know, and I was like, guys, the only thing you'll be colonizing, it's debt. And I was like, the white privilege credit card is great. But you know what would be better is if we could give white privilege to every single individual out there. And, you know, the white privilege credit card, they basically hand to somebody. And if it works, you can pay with it. But is that really giving people white privilege or is it keeping it all to yourself? So I thought the most selfless act could be to create a cologne called white privilege, create a fragrance, create a spray white privilege to give everybody the ability to have it. All of a sudden, you know, your life is going to turn around. It's great for avoiding tickets from the cops, you know, a job on TV. So the idea came because of comedy. And I don't know why, but I just decided it's called committing to the bit. I just committed 110% to the bit. And I'll be honest, like before I did it, I was a little down. I had been struggling to try to figure out how I want to get out of the bar. You know, Siaka knows, you guys know, we've put a lot of time and effort into creating content. And the one thing I realized is when you're fighting that upward hill, that upward battle against censorship, it's tough to keep doing the same thing over and over again and not getting the results that you're hoping for. Right. So I decided to make a product, because a product you can sell and exchange versus media that people consume and you may or may not get paid. So,
right.
And to be honest, like, this product has given me a new life because it's fun to do. I enjoy it. I love making jokes about it, and I'm still producing media and content for it, and I'm getting paid right away. So it's been really rewarding, to be honest.
So that's awesome. So it starts out as a joke and is actually turned into this real thing, but it's still a joke, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. It's like so fun, right? That's cool.
Well, I mean, I keep thinking about what it smells like. I mean, does it smell good?
It smells like a father. You know, it's
like a father.
It smells like money. It smells like a white picket fence in Nashville. You know, it's like.
Those are great too, by the way.
So if we're going to be serious about the fragrance is made from 3 main ingredients. It's patchouli is the top note, bergamot, and then I think it's called garamond. Is the third note. And yeah,
those all sound like streets in Boston or something. I'm like,
that's how I got the idea. Boston, the whitest city in the US, had 3 street names: patchouli, bergamot, and geranium, I think is what it is. And
right around the corner from
I'm like, these 3 are going to make a great perfume. So and that's what I did. And it's a unisex perfume, so men and women can wear it. I like to say it's sweet citrus, but with a bold smell. I do feel like it's a little more masculine, but you know how like girls wear Red Zone deodorant, so it's I think it can definitely go both ways. I didn't want to just do it for one specific group. I wanted everybody to be able to enjoy white privilege. So
that's awesome. So now there are some other privileges kind of out there, right? Is there something else on the in the cooker, in the hopper coming out? What do you have?
I actually have a couple things coming out. My next cologne I don't want to share here on the show just because I don't want anybody to be able to do it. But one of the ones I'm looking forward to is a female only cologne called Male Privilege, and it's going to be male privilege for women. And I think the ladies will love it. All of a sudden, they're just breaking through the glass ceiling. You know, they're just like, I'm a CEO of a company.
you know, if Hillary can't break through and Kamala can't break through, we got to get a man to actually help them truly.
Well, we'll give some to Tulsi Gabbard, and maybe she'll be president one day. So
good point.
What street names are you going to use for that one? That's what I want to know.
I was thinking about a little bit about Citrus Ave.
All right. Hey, this is great, Bo. This is going to be a fun show with you.
Lavender Lane.
already into some good stuff here. But we want to bring up some topics that we could talk about with you and just do some other things. But I want to go to a quick ad break here, mention one of our sponsors, and then we'll come back for some more fun. Okay. Check this out. Ad Life Academy, academic excellence of private school with the customization of homeschool. At Ad Life, we believe in cultivating leadership, fostering a love for learning, and building a foundation of love through caring for others. With personalized in-person learning, small on-site class sizes, and a strong community, your child's potential is unleashed in an environment designed to nurture their mind, heart, and spirit. Ad Life Academy is more than education because we prepare your child academically, mentally, and emotionally for life. Hollywood for Freedom is proud to be partnering with Ad Life Academy because this school, with locations already in Pasadena and Pomona, is soon to be opening a center for the arts in Hollywood as well. We believe there is no better way to help generate meaningful avenues for our members to thrive or reshape the cultural identity of Hollywood than to build strong families. Our partnership with Ad Life Academy aims to provide the education, the community, and the support needed for you to do just that. If you have children that are looking for an alternative to their current education, we invite you to get more information. Scan the QR code here or click the link in the description to make an appointment with Ad Life directly. There is a button right there on their homepage to join a 30-minute in-person Zoom info session every Tuesday and Wednesday at 9 or 11 a.m. Ad Life will also be running an on-site open house event in December, which you can express interest in attending by leaving a comment in the chat below. emailing us at info@hollywoodforfreedom.com or messaging us through our website, hollywoodforfreedom.com. Enrollment is open now for January commencement, so reach out to Ad Life Academy today for a life-changing experience and to support Hollywood for Freedom by letting them know we sent you.
And the absolutely ridiculous. Did I do it, guys?
Oh, yeah.
You definitely did it. You definitely did it. It was done.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Let's jump in to the news and notes with the good, the bad, the ugly, and the absolutely ridiculous. Thank you, Bo. And not necessarily in that order, guys, but we are happy to have Bo on as the fourth take on our topics today. I'm going to kick us off here with a little article I got out of, where did I get this article from?
The internet.
Out. It's called Far Out. Check this out, you guys. The Die Hard movie that tricked Bruce Willis into being funny. He did it reluctantly. Okay, that's the article title here. It says there's barely an action hero to have hit the screen in the last half a century who doesn't drop at least one quip, and that becomes increasingly true should the character return for sequels. Bruce Willis played John McClane 5 times, and during that period, he wasn't lacking in zingers to dispense. Die Hard was a fairly serious film, albeit one with plenty of levity. It didn't wink at the audience, and none of the gags felt forced, but because it worked once, the studio was either confident or adamant that it would work again. There you go, studios. When Willis returned for the Rennie Harlin-directed sequel, he put his foot down and demanded that McClane operate as a grounded character who wouldn't look out of place in hard-hitting dramas. In a hard-hitting drama, if it wasn't for all the bullets and explosions. That wasn't what the studio wanted, nor was it Harlan's preference to make the film that way. So compromisers reached in a roundabout way, which saw the actor grudgingly shoot one lighthearted take of mini scenes, and there are no prizes for guessing which ones were used in the final cut. Okay, guys. I don't know if I'm a Mission Impossible fan. Obviously, right? That's clear. But I'm even a bigger Bruce Willis Die Hard fan.
There we go.
This movie,
really?
Yeah. Well, and this is specifically talking about the sequel, Die Hard 2, right? Which, that's my Die Hard 2 sweater.
That's why you're wearing that sweater.
Die Hard 2 sweater. The Die Hard, the first one was the one that really kind of got me interested in acting in the first place, but that's a different story because we're talking about Die Hard 2 here. The article goes on to say that the studio still wasn't happy. They were using all the one takers that were supposed to be funnier, right? And the studio was like, "We need more funny. We need more funny." And Rennie Harlin's like, "That's all I got, man. I got nothing else." So the studio still wasn't happy. But hey, I still love the movie. It was a Christmas movie as well. Happened in the airport, Dulles International Airport, Christmas time. I believe it was like a year after the first one, right? Anyways,
was it Dulles International? That's my home airport.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
There
we go. That's cool. Yeah. So it was in the snow, and it was great. It was I love those movies. I can't get enough of them. Really had no significance with that article other than I just wanted to talk about Die Hard.
Talk about Bruce Willis.
Do you think you could make
it is
Die
Christmas
Hard today?
Right.
Yeah.
Say again.
Do you think you could make Die Hard in 2024? Like you can, obviously, but like in Hollywood normally.
Yeah,
Man, I don't know how you remake that movie. You talking about remaking, or just if it had been made before?
Could you do it with the whole cancel culture in 2024? Like, I don't know if you could.
I think you could. I just don't know if I don't know if it's at the same studios. You know what I mean? Like, Angel could probably do it. Yeah. Daily Wire could probably do it, and it would just be. But I don't know, like the timing of when that movie came out and the pieces that were put together, it was very specific.
I think that the only way that movie could be made these days would be if, Bo, you came up with a fragrance called testosterone.
I think we would just have to go, and I mean to be like unfamily friendly, but we just have to call them like balls or something. Like, testosterone's too on the nose. Like, take a pair of this.
Testosterone.
would you like balls? That's good. That's the next fragrance.
My third fragrance. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think we're severely lacking in testosterone these days, and I think that's part of the problem. I don't think they could make a ballsy movie like that these days. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. He'd have to. He would have to have long hair, right, and be dressed as a woman.
or if you look at like the article Tatum just read, all the extra quips, and we do have that. That's called the Deadpool movies.
That's true.
Like they just as much as they're cool to a certain extent. Sometimes I'm like, shut up, just like get to the action or the story.
Well, there's a difference.
So I think
there's a difference between it being tough and being crude. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think they've tipped it over to a place where, like I wouldn't sit down with my kids, although they're going to watch Deadpool. And look, it's not that I don't find it funny, but it's just
it's a lot.
It goes over the line, I think, for families, and
but that's why it can't be made today the same way, because they don't have humor, and to them, butt and dick jokes are,
and they don't have decency. They don't have decency.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So that's why it can't play the same.
The thing about, to bring it back to Bruce Willis, let me just say this. No, like Schwarzenegger and Stallone, their lines were always so cheesy, right? Because they're just these big buff guys saying like, get to the chopper, whatever. But Bruce Willis, he was just like this normal, like everyday dude, right? But his lines were like sarcastic quips and things like that. And he was talking out loud to himself in those movies. And he made it believable that, like, nobody really talks to themselves out loud, do they? Like that? Like,
I do.
Like full on. Well, yeah, Bo, but you're special. Yeah. I mean, it's anybody comes up with their own cologne called white. Right.
A lot of conversations with yourself to get
that.
But
he made it believable, right? Yeah. Talking out loud, and it was. I bought into those things so much, and it was just really cool.
Welcome to the party.
I was going to say that's the difference between Deadpool and Bruce Willis in Die Hard is the fact that he's playing the everyday man, where Deadpool's playing a superhero.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well,
fake
and
man.
The jokes were very. There were too many gay jokes for me. That's I'm going to just say it out here. I'm nothing against gay people. It's fine, but everything had to do with Deadpool wanting.
It's just crass.
It was a lot. It was a lot, and it was like, okay, I get it. Like. Bruce Willis, there were so many different points from, you had like him talking to the guy about putting your toes on the rug to even kind of start that whole, how that he was running around barefoot, but like he said, get come to LA, they say, have a little time with your ex-wife, they said, it'll be a blast. Like he said, like all that was so personal, but yet hilarious considering the circumstances.
And then he's climbing in the shaft where he's like, he's all tight in there. He's like, now I know what a TV dinner feels like. What
if they came back with a Die Hard 6 and it's kind of Bruce Willis, he's losing his mind. We all know, he's suffering from a horrible disease, but what if they kind of like make fun of it and it's like really funny and endearing, where he comes back and he's like, wait, where am I? It's like wait, there's crime? Where?
I thought I did this already. No, you can't.
I don't think, I don't know if that one would get done or made or. I would appreciate
that one for sure.
Don't mess with my diehards, man. Come on. So that's Bruce Willis. Yeah, he is. Unfortunately, we're praying for him and his family. He's been going through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, it's sad to me. Like he's my childhood, like movie hero, right? Like my dad's my hero, but he was my, movie hero. You know what I mean? So, anyway, so that's Bruce Willis. I never heard that little take on Die Hard 2 before, so I want to share it with you. What about Brett Cooper leaving the Daily Wire? Who's got this one? This is you, Tim, right?
Yeah, I've got this one.
What do you got?
So this is from an article from Sportskeeda. All these new outlets coming out. I haven't heard of that one before, but anyway, why is Brett Cooper? They got to come up with
better names.
Pardon?
They got to come with better names.
I know, that's a terrible name, isn't it?
That is a terrible name.
Terrible.
Why is Brett Cooper leaving the Daily Wire? Online personality refutes rumors of getting fired. Brett Cooper, known for hosting one of the Daily Wire podcasts, has confirmed her departure from the media company following online speculation. Cooper addressed rumors of her exit in a YouTube video announcing that it was her final day at the Daily Wire. Speculation about her being fired from the media company has circulated on social media for several days. Brett Cooper denied rumors, stating that she was leaving on her own accord. In her final podcast, she says, quote, "It was my own choice to leave, and believe me, this is bittersweet." That's my article. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's,
Tatum's like, oh, me? He's like, oh,
Yeah.
What?
let me just, let me pass that to you, Siaka. Why don't we get,
Well, we got to go to the person who read it, get his thoughts.
I thought we all came up because he wanted to get somebody's take on that. But yeah, sure. It's a Christmas show. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Or should I be that guy that says Happy Holidays?
We're making Christmas great again.
That.
We're talking about the
Bring
Daily
that
Wire
up.
now. They don't celebrate Christmas.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, look, this is just interesting. I thought, look, this is what's going on in what we would deem to be New Hollywood. Daily Wire is leading the charge, I'd say, with Angel Studios in that regard, and she is one of their biggest personalities. Her ratings apparently are pretty awesome, and I just thought it was interesting that she might make a move like this. I guess I wanted to put it out there. Not sure what it means exactly, whether it has any meaning at all, but I thought it'd be interesting for a young girl like that who's doing so well at a leading network to hand in her keys and to move on to something else. So yeah, I thought it was interesting, and obviously there's a lot of controversy, a lot of people asking questions around as to why she would do that. So.
Well, since I'm the resident Daily Wire guy here, I'll speak
The one
up
with the
on that.
contract.
The one with the contract, which is not, wage slavery as that some people heard from Steven Crowder's reporting. I find it very interesting that, like, the speculation, this won't go to the article because the article didn't say that, but they go to kind of the things that have been going around the internet of like, oh no, she was actually fired. Yeah. They didn't want to pay her, this, that, and the other. And it's like, as conservatives, Republicans on the right, on the freedom, the freedom loving side, one of the things that we always kind of espouse is family. And she just got married and they just bought a farm about an hour outside of Nashville. Why is no one thinking maybe she just wants to stop after 3 years of 5 days a week spitting into the camera about pop culture, like going all over and over? Like, why would we not want to even, as again, we're not the quote unquote, we're not the left, right? Who's not about family, and they're not about this. We're the right who is about family. And when we see someone leaving, and maybe it is the money, I don't know, but maybe it could be like she asked for more money and they're like, look, we can't do it. In the workplace, in the free market, as conservatives, as Republicans, we champion the free market. And if the owner doesn't want to pay more for someone, then isn't it a prerogative? We always say, if you don't like your job, then leave.
Yep.
But all of a sudden now this has to be some kind of dirty politic going on in the situation, and everyone's doing. I've seen so many different videos being like, oh, remember the thing they did with Candace and then with her? It's not the same thing. It was two different types of scenarios. Right. So I just think that we have to start to look at, or like, be who we say we are, and then that will allow you to see the scenario from those from that point of view, instead of just the same outrage that whether it was with Candace, and it's ultimately the same way the left moves when they see something they don't like. Maybe she just want to have a family and stop. Anybody thought of that? Like, geez, it's pretty wild.
Look, you might be right. And yeah, she may want to start a family if she was wanting to do that. I think I would be, all in agreement with that. I think that's a good thing to do, and maybe that's part of the reason. Maybe it's not all the reason. Maybe it's part of it. I think in her statements, though, I think she hasn't indicated that, and I understand, what you're saying about the controversy, and maybe it's just ridiculous. It's not called for. It creates division, those sort of things. But it does seem that she is moving on to something else. And, you know, in her statements, she says, you know, I'm ready to take on a new direction, both personally and professionally. This means new challenges and new endeavors, which I will share with you soon. So it seems like she's indicating that she's got other plans, that she's going to move on to something else. Doesn't sort of say, I guess, that she's decided that, you know, marriage and mothering is more important to her, that she's going to grow vegetables on a farm, which
I know, but how does it not?
Probably because she's creating a YouTube channel.
Well, again, even with the YouTube channel, do you know how many millions of viewers are on the homestead, are watching women do the homestead?
Yeah, well,
my wife watches the whole. What I'm saying is, you said that statement. It goes new direction and new challenges. Let me see. Being a mom is a pretty new and heavy challenge. Then if you do have that media outlet and that media name, women are making bank showing that whole like Chad wife lifestyle. Like there's so much that can be done there. All my point is that we're looking for controversy in a situation where it's not the same as what happened with Candace. We saw that was very public, that it was very this side, that side, where this person is a young person who can be moving in a different direction. And she then has more freedom to make money her own way.
Yeah.
So she eventually can make her own money. And now you have someone who's coming up like her friend who's behind that, whether people like her or not. Brett Cooper wouldn't have been Brett Cooper without the Daily Wire.
Right, but let's.
So now she can live as Brett Cooper without the Daily Wire and be just as impactful. And some other young woman now is a part of the group who is our bench, because we always complain about not having a bench.
Can we
right?
I agree with both of you. I think it's multifaceted. I'm sure she's trying to become a mother and do other things. She lives an hour away. Driving an hour to work, it's a pain in the butt. But she did create a YouTube channel. She is trying to seek other ways of getting money, because I think it is a little bit contractual. You know, they couldn't pay her enough. So she's like, well, I would make this much doing YouTube, so why don't I just do YouTube or whatever? But I also think there's a bigger issue here, and it's the anti-Jewish sentiment growing in the Conservative Party. And as much as I don't think AIPAC should be paying all of our politicians, I do understand that I think the movement has grown to a point where there's almost disdain for Daily Wire, and I'm not understanding where that's all coming from. It's becoming popular right now to make fun of Daily Wire and basically say that they're on the way out. And then you all saw the earnings report. They just made over $1 billion. So their company's now valued higher than it's ever been. So I think that's kind of put a hush on those rumors. I'm glad they released that. But as far as Brett Cooper goes, I think it's a little ridiculous to jump to conclusions about one person leaving Daily Wire to say the whole place is shutting down. And I think that it's just becoming a popular thing to do in the right. And I think we should avoid that the best we can.
Yeah. I think part of the problem in the right, you know, in conservative land, is that we don't work well together.
Right. We're all independent.
We're all got this entrepreneurial spirit, which is the freedom spirit, which is probably the bad part of the freedom spirit. It can be no one wants to work with each other that well, you know, whereas the left do it really well. Like they fall in line, you know, there's no dissent on the left. And if you are, you know what you're going to get. Whereas on the right, we allow people to have their opinions. We allow people to do what they want to do, but ultimately it can work against us, I think. And I think that's kind of where I was sort of gauging the questions were coming from. Like, why would she, when she's part of, you know, the biggest movement right now and really leading the charge on a network that made her, why would she, after 2 or 3 years, already hand that in? I think that's maybe part of the questioning with all of this right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you know, again, I've talked to other creators from there, and it's not an easy thing to comment on culture every single day, 5 days a week, almost 365 days a year. And then we go, okay, you have an option here to either you're doing that, like let's take what's her name, that Amandla, who was with Prager. She left, and they didn't make as big of a deal as Brett leaving. She left, and her thing was contractual as well, and you didn't hear anything about that. Why not? Because Prager is not the #1 conservative media company in the country. Daily Wire is. She left and she went on and she started doing shows right away. And she has, I think, about almost 1 million followers and having almost comparable view numbers that she did with PragerU. But yet PragerU now has a gap that can be filled by someone no one knows. And Amandla is a named property. I think one of our biggest issues is the fact we don't have a bench that we'd like to see, because Gutfeld is the only one late night show. And while NBC, ABC, and CBS has 4 different late night shows, if Gutfeld went down or if Fox didn't renew it, we'd lose our gasket and be like, Fox sucks because they got rid of Gutfeld. No, our system sucks because we only would think that one person of either side should carry the weight of all of it. And when that falls apart, then we just throw our hands up and we don't watch media anymore. And I think we need to see it as like, Brett has a name now. Whether she waits 6 months or a year or even comes out tomorrow, she has a name she didn't have before Daily Wire, and she can actually continue to impact the culture. Daily Wire now has a hole that can be filled with some young girl that no one knows that can become a name. And imagine that over and over and over. So now we have more people. Like the left has Taylor Swift and who's that girl with the sad eyes? They had Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera. Like the left had so many different people influence these young girls. By Brett not being with Daily Wire, she's still Brett Cooper that wouldn't be Brett Cooper in the same way if she hadn't done the Daily Wire. So I think that, hey, there's a lot of different factors, but she has the cachet to continue to be in the zeitgeist of culture. This opens up rooms for another young female to now be in, like, imagine 10 females now in the culture on the right that can speak to young females that we only had 1 or 2 or maybe 3 before.
I think that's a great point, Siaka, and giving other people a chance to create personalities and using like the Daily Wire vehicle to do it. I think that's awesome, and now she's off doing her own thing. But to Tim's point as well, like the fact that like we don't get along or we don't work well together on this side, like we gotta keep reaching out and talking to people, and that's a myth that we have to bust, because I was just on a Zoom call yesterday with a new friend that I met through a mutual friend, and he's doing discipleship training for entertainment professionals, which is pretty cool, right? But so he's sort of in the kind of same realm as us, but we can work together, right, and connect, and that's it's all about really just getting connected and creating a bigger force, right, and not fighting against each other. And we just have to keep moving in that direction and stop saying, hey, we don't get along, we don't do well together. Well, let's start doing better at that, right, and start making connections and partnering with each other and keep moving. I mean, we love supporting Angel Films here and Daily Wire, the stuff they're doing, and like I think that we just got to keep moving in that direction and keep doing it. So,
hey,
yeah.
And Tatum, real quick on that last point that you said, what a lot of people don't know, and this is something that happened. I was in the movie Lady Ballers. Mm-hmm. Before, and so was a guy named Seth Dillon, who is the CEO and owner of the Babylon Bee. Before that happened, Babylon Bee and Daily Wire kind of were at odds. That was kind of like a known unknown in the conservative circles, that they didn't really vibe with each other. Daily Wire and Jeremy Boren put on an olive branch by asking Seth to be in this movie. Yeah, he played like the main bad guy against Jeremy in there, but I think that was part of
That's funny.
So he reached out with the olive branch about to the point of how we don't work well together, and was like, hey, come on in, let's do this. So like that was happening almost 2 years ago, that Daily Wire was actually reaching out to do that. And then the other side, I just worked with PragerU under Gala, and they partnered with Babylon Bee. So they're coming together. It's starting to happen. They're starting. Yeah. But Daily Wire actually led the way on that. And I happened to just be on set and working the same job, where it was people who they thought would never talk again, all of a sudden now doing a scene together. Yeah. So it tells you that there is that chance, and it's actually happening, of the olive branch being passed. It just doesn't get the same salacious clicks or videos made about it as if Brett Cooper's leaving because she's fired or because she's just tired of it.
And I was just over at PragerU the other day and kind of connecting with them. And I think, we're going to keep making these connections and doing things. And I think it's great. So, hey, so all that nice talk. Let's talk about the Grinch, shall we? You can't have a good Christmas show without the Grinch.
The Grinch.
Yeah. What do we got?
I thought we already did. Tim, no.
Inside jokes. Inside jokes.
All right, the Smithsonian Magazine, which is not a bad name here compared to the last one. The Grinch that kept on grinching. First-time readers, young and old, laid their eyes on the Grinch. He wasn't green. He wasn't on television, on stage, or even in a book. He didn't even debut amidst the jing tanglers of the season. It's a great one. But rather doing it during the dog days of summer. In 1955, a 33-line illustrated poem, The Hubbub and the Grinch, ran in Red Book magazine. In it, Dr. Seuss introduced the Grinch as a con artist selling a piece of string for 98 cents to a yellow furred galoot out catching some rays. It's worth a lot more than that old-fashioned sun, says the Grinch. A scam to be sure, but the Grinch is right about the boiling damage that can be done without a proper UV skincare. Oh, I should have taken that out. At the time, the Grinch wasn't making a local who's who in Whoville, Leisure, and his creator Theodore Giselle. Wasn't making a living writing children's book. He had a monochrome of success with 13 titles dating back to 1937, when the first published with his first published book. Sorry, I can't speak right now. And to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street hit shelves. By the early months of 1959, the 53-year-old was still more Ted Giselle advertising illustrator than Dr. Seuss American kitty culture definer. But it all changed when he accomplished the literary feat of basically winning the World Series and Super Bowl MVP in the same year. So we wanted to talk about a little background history of one of the most iconic characters. That's why I wanted to bring forward one of the most iconic characters of the Christmas time in American culture, which is Dr. Seuss's The Grinch, little background stories. And I wanted to pose a question to you guys. What's your first Grinch story? Like the first time you've heard The Grinch?
Oh man, you're asking me to remember a long time ago.
That long time ago.
I remember.
Did you get that first?
Let me share an off-topic story here with you. My memories are all centered typically around like the Miami Dolphin losses throughout the years. Right?
I thought you were going to say Die Hard.
I thought he was going to say Die Hard too.
I should have, but no, that's another passion of mine, the Dolphins, right? And man, they're so frustrating. I can remember they lost the snowplow game. They brought the convict. He got on the not the Zamboni, that's ice, but he brought out the snowplow, right? And cleared a path to the kicker to kick. That was like in the early 80s. Anyways, but remembering the Grinch story, like when was the first time I remember? I don't remember that. That's the weird thing, right? Like I don't know how to answer that question.
That must have been during their undefeated season, because then you're like, I don't remember. They were just winning.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Well,
Bo, what about you, buddy?
I've got a story, but I just want to say, I think that's Geisel. Call me a white privileged, but I think that's Geisel.
Is that Geisel? Yeah. I thought it was Giselle.
Giselle's a little different. Maybe it's Giesel. I don't know. Anyways.
He's a Giesel.
I don't know about my first Grinch moment, but what I will tell you is I think I celebrated my 10th birthday watching the first Jim Carrey Grinch, and that was pretty wild. Wow. Yeah. And
you were 10.
we went to the theater with a couple of my buds. I had two of my friends from third grade. My brother had two of his friends from third grade. I'm a twin. And so we watched it with my parents, and it was an epic day. We all got popcorn, pizza. So it was a great time. We're just munching out and watching the Grinch.
Did you say you were 10?
What an epic movie. Yeah, I think I was 10. It was my 10th birthday, I'm pretty sure.
I'm so old.
I was
you feeling old now, Tatum? He's like, I feel like Jim Carrey came out of us yesterday.
My first Grinch story was like the original Grinch, right? Like the original Grinch story, that's the original
Mr. Geisel.
Yeah, right, the Geisel.
Yes, sorry, not Giselle.
Heat miser.
I was actually, when Jim Carrey was doing that, I was in college making terrible decisions.
Wow, you guys are.
Yeah.
I like this show. I'm feeling really young, really youthful.
Did you bring a little something for us today?
Yeah. We're bringing up Die Hard all over again. Yeah. What a great way to wrap a show is just like the start of the show. And I want to have the debate. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie or is it just a movie? And Tatum, I think I want to go to you first on this because I think you have strong opinions.
I have a very strong opinion. It is an incredible movie. Yes, out of the gate, just movie magic. Again, the movie that really got me interested in being an actor. Like I remember. So here's my age, guys. I was in high school when Die Hard came out, and here's the thing: I never even saw the movie in the theater. So my mom had rented it at one point, brought it home, and because my brother had saw it, he said, "You should watch this movie." And so it was like a year later when it took, remember that when they used to be like a year between movie releases and like going to Blockbuster or whatever. So
not like 3 weeks because the movie didn't make enough money. So it was like the next
year. So I was almost a senior in college or in high school, senior in high school. And my mom brought it home and I just watched that thing over and over again. I was like, what is this? I was like, this is incredible. Like I was like, this is an amazing movie. So that's when I first saw Die Hard. It was not even in the theater, but Christmas movie, absolutely
not.
It was a Christmas movie. I mean, I think actually Bruce Willis had an argument with John McTiernan. I think they were on opposite sides of this. I think Bruce might have been on the, it's not a Christmas movie. It's absolutely a Christmas movie. Come on. Christmas movie. There's Christmas music throughout the whole thing. The family is like, they get back together at the end. It's this whole, like the final kiss of the film, they're kissing in the music. Come on, the family gets back together. It's awesome. It's amazing.
You know what I think we should do? We should define what makes a Christmas movie.
I like that.
I think you kind of did that with your answers, right? It would be like you have to have Christmas music in it, right? Family getting together, I think is important, right? That
has to happen around Christmas time.
It's got to happen around Christmas time. It can't be like 4th of July as a Christmas movie. You can't do that. Sorry. Go
I just
ahead.
think if it was a Christmas movie, then the sequels would also have to be around Christmas, right? And they're not.
Guess what? Die Hard 2 was at Christmas time.
Was it?
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh,
you know what? I concede my argument. It is a Christmas movie. I just remember when I actually started watching Die Hard, I was on 4, and that was in the middle of the summer. So, yeah.
Oh my! Wait, the fourth one, Live Free or Die Hard. That's the first.
Yeah, I was in high school. You were probably like what, 63?
Too old to be watching Die Hard movies. I'm going to the theater. I'm going to the theater.
Well, if you stop and think about it, right, on the first one, when he gets together with his girl and his wife, he kisses her. The shot almost looks somewhat similar to It's a Wonderful Life when he's holding his wife too.
Oh, interesting.
So just for people out there, because Seth Dillon actually had a statement about how Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie, or how A Wonderful Life is one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time, and I'm like, if we look at that scene. The final scene is he's holding his girl, and the guy comes out of nowhere with his gun, and Carl from Step by Step.
Yeah, Reginald Johnson. Yeah.
He comes out and pow, he takes the guy out. But the moment before was very Christmassy. They had the stuffed animal that the driver brought to her. They had the gifts. I don't know, man. I'm going Christmas.
So they and the kiss happens in the back of the limo, right? You see him in the back of the limo, Argyle, the driver. So they do it and they drive off, and then da 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 da, and the Christmas music kicks in. It's great. It's brilliant. Ho ho ho! He writes ho ho on the sweater. He's like ho. It's so good.
It's a Christmas
movie all the way, man. Come on. And my wife and I, by the way, just started watching it last night. We watch it every year, Christmas time. We started watching it last night, and we fell asleep about 15 minutes in because we are older and we can't stay up for movies anymore. Anyway, so that's good. Go ahead, Bill.
Is that how I know there's an age gap in my relationship? I'm falling asleep to movies and she's staying awake.
Maybe, It could be a sign.
Yeah. Wait till you have a kid. It's
I bet.
Anyways, so that's so Christmas movies. What else? That was it. That was the thing. The Die Hard. Any other Christmas movies you wanted to mention? Like,
all right. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
We're saving that for next week.
Oh,
we're saving that one for next week.
By the way, I
won't be here next week.
If you put it in the chat. We're gonna check those chats throughout the week.
That's right. That's what it was.
In the chat, if you think Die Hard is a Christmas movie or not, we'll check that and see. Get a little count on that. See who thinks it's a Christmas movie or not. By the way, Lethal.
And if you don't think it is, you're just wrong. But
if you want to put in the wrong answer,
like Bo.
Go ahead.
Again, how did this guy get on the show? So, by the way, side note, Lethal Weapon is also a Christmas movie. You wanna
Oh,
throw that in there?
All right, I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you later.
No, you have to stay to the end of the show.
Yeah, no.
No, trust me, we got a great
Lethal Weapon, a Christmas movie.
we got a great
man, that's pretty
we got a
intense.
great
What was that? The 80s? They just wanted to make action films around Christmas. I kind of love
Christmas
that.
time,
That's
brilliant.
yeah.
It got Christmas music. It's a
think
family reunite. You know, it's the whole thing.
Well, it's actually kind of smart because what families are together during the holidays. They all go to the theaters. You know, if there's nothing else to do, the theaters were open. So people would watch these Christmas. Actually, it's a little bit indoctrination, right? Because we had, you know, the Chinese people here who didn't celebrate Christmas would go to the movie theaters and they'd be watching Christmas films. They'd be like, oh, now I want to celebrate Christmas. Kind of genius.
How do you guys feel about A Christmas Story?
I've never liked it.
That's right. Yeah, you're weird. I think it's
It's just
'cause
not
you're young, you're
Elf,
too
you know?
young.
Like, I mean, it's just not Will Ferrell.
I could not stand him screaming all day. I was like, you're a grown 6'4" guy. Stop it.
But he's supposed to
cut
be
it
a
out.
kid, you know? Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, that was really awkward. To me, that was as awkward as watching these grown men in dresses telling us to call him ma'am. Like, I was like,
I don't know if it's that awkward.
Like
He's an elf wearing an elf
it
costume.
was, that's, you seen his legs? That's pretty weird.
Yeah. Wait, you don't wear yellow tights, you know, in the winter?
Not
Probably be
the heck-
warmer if you did.
All right, guys, let's rein it in here as we as we digress.
Sorry about that.
Let's.
You got the wrong guys together.
I know it's okay. We got to do a quick mention for another sponsor here, and then we'll come back on the other side of that and talk some more and get into maybe our last segment, which is going to be also very fun. So I'm glad that Bo calmed down and was able to stay through to that. But here's a quick mention from our sponsor, Serene Oils. We'll be back here in a minute. Experience the purity of God's creation with Serene's all-natural essential oil blends. Each blend, carefully crafted with the finest essential oils, is designed to support your well-being and bring a sense of peace rooted in His presence. Serene Essential Anointing Oil blends are handcrafted, prayed over, and made with 100% pure and natural ingredients in Los Angeles, California. Serene Essential Oils are crafted for versatile use, whether anointing your space, praying for the sick, enhancing health and well-being, or creating a calming atmosphere to rest in His presence. The anointing oils come in 10 milliliter roller bottles, and when you buy 2 or more, you will receive free standard shipping using the promo code H4F. Make sure to try the new best-selling Hollywood Hope blend, crafted with lavender and lime, and to remember to pray for Hollywood. Order Serene Oils today. All right. Thank you, Serene Oils.
I think I just found out who I can get my next essential oil batch from. That's great. Yeah. Male privilege brought to you by Serene Oils.
Oh, building partnerships, bringing people together.
I love this. Yeah.
That's what Hollywood for Freedom is
That's
all
what we're
about,
all
man.
about.
That's been part of our, like, the main point of our goal is bringing people together.
That's right. Yeah. And whether you're an industry professional or a Hollywood supporter, remember to go to our website, join the database for free, hollywoodforfreedom.com. That's where you'll find us. Make sure you're clicking on the links now to join us on Rumble and X. And don't forget to hit that follow button for notifications of the weekly show. All right. I think we can, let's wrap up a few loose ends here. If there's anything that we didn't kind of cover in our little discussion earlier. Bo, I want to ask you something.
All right.
Get this. All right. Oh, Tim, there he is.
Hey, there
Tim.
Wow. Welcome back.
buddy.
Okay. Yeah.
Bo, is there anything else? I know white privilege is big right now for you.
Yeah.
Anything else that you're working on recently, or is there kind of total focus on that or anything else? I know you do comedy, stand-up, things on that. Are you getting shows coming up that we can...
I don't have any shows to shout out. It is kind of like the end of the year, so I'll probably be getting back into it in January. But I have been doing monthly shows at VFW in Burbank. We kind of just put that on hiatus for right now because we weren't having too many people show up, which is okay. So about 3 months ago when I came up with the white privilege cologne, I did switch all my gears towards that direction. So right now, yeah, it's got my primary focus. And then of course, hanging out with people like you guys. So,
Well, where can we follow you, buddy?
oh, you guys can follow me at _Bo Robinson, or if you would like, you can follow me at Got Privilege is where my white privilege brand. And I'll actually be posting most of my stuff through that. I kind of want to turn my personal page into more of a personal page. It's weird. I've been using it as a platform, and I just kind of want to make it more for me. So Got Privilege is where I'll probably be focusing most of my stuff. So you can follow me there. It's at Got Privilege on TikTok and Instagram, and it's still _Bo Robinson on Twitter.
Great.
Yeah, thanks,
so we'll
guys.
have some of those things in the links. You guys can follow those, and that's awesome. Well, let's do our last segment here. This is gonna be fun. I'm excited about it. This is what we like to call our Blast from the Past movie of the week.
Good morning!
Morning!
Axel Foley, that's what it is.
You are Terminator, right?
Yes.
All right, our Blast from the Past movie of the week, guys. Say it with me. It is none other than the original Die Hard.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis, Alan Rickman, and Bonnie Bedelia. Oh yeah, this movie. We talked a ton about it, but it had to be our Blast from the Past. If you haven't seen this, if you're a youngster like Bo and you never saw this movie, you gotta go check it out. It started it all, right? Die Hard in a building. It was him against the terrorists trapped in a building, and then next thing you know, it's you got Speed with Keanu Reeves, Die Hard on a bus, and then Steven Seagal, Die Hard on a boat under siege, and then on a plane, and Die Hard everywhere, right? It created all of these Die Hards on a whatever, but this was the one that started it all. Bruce Willis. Oh my gosh, so good. I said we were watching it last night, and I'm just quoting the lines. It drives my the waist nuts. I'm quoting the lines,
That's it. That's what I'm doing tonight.
That's it.
You got to. Yes.
Actually, that's what I'm gonna try to get my family to do tonight as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they get that.
And look, that's the whole point of that segment, right?
Yeah.
What movies can we watch as a family together? That is a movie that I can sit down, I'm pretty sure. And until I watch it and then I go, hey, why did we watch that?
Yeah, close your eyes.
I would definitely say Xavier's old enough, but anything younger may not be suitable.
Yeah, 14, yeah.
A little language in there at this point. Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, wow, I didn't realize. But
Yeah.
Did you disrupt the 10th F-bomb?
Hey, do you look over at your daughter when you're like,
Yeah.
like
Don't say that word.
My boys look at me. When it gets uncomfortable, they look around and just see what I'm thinking, and then we all look for the remote.
Well, we're definitely not watching this with Skylar. This is not for her to watch, but
fair enough. Fair enough. Good,
but yeah, those are my pre-save days, right? I was like, I didn't have any clue. I was like, I'll watch this.
But it's like it's when they're having sex,
So
they're
you
having
do it on
sex.
purpose now.
When it's not this sort of insidious
Game of
kind
Thrones.
It's not porn. It's two are
That's
making
what
love.
Game of Thrones likes to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, so Die Hard. Yes, our Blast from the Past movie of the week. Really good. Really good. Oh, and might as well throw Lethal Weapon in there too, because it's Christmas. But again, rated R.
But it's not a Christmas movie.
Might as well do. But it's not that's next week's debate.
Yeah,
That's
right.
next week's debate.
Oh man. Hey, listen, Hollywood for Freedom is all about gathering artists together and encouraging healthy living, whether it's here on this podcast or on productions or at in-person events. When professionals thrive, the content will too. And speaking of in-person events, it's Hollywood for Freedom goes to the movies again. Angel Studios' newest release, Homestead, is out in theaters this Christmas, and you can join Hollywood for Freedom to watch this movie. We'll be back at the Thousand Oaks AMC Dine-In 14 Theater on Friday, December 27th at 6:10 p.m. to watch Homestead. Our buddy Jarrett Lemaster is in this. Looking forward to it. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. So if you guys want to join us out there, go buy your tickets. I don't know if it's sold out yet or not. We have our tickets. Go get your tickets and join Hollywood for Freedom for Homestead at the movies. All right, so that's pretty cool. And I want to do another quick shout out to our sponsor, Ad Life Academy, as well. Before we get into our final thoughts, thank you, Ad Life Academy. Appreciate you guys sponsoring the show today. And let's jump in for some final thoughts with everybody, and we'll get out of here. This has been a fun one, guys. I've enjoyed this. Bo, what do you got for a final thought for us? Anything?
Final thought. You know what? I just want to shout out my cologne one more time. White privilege, guys, for everybody. This is my final thought.
Shameless.
Guys, there's nothing in this bottle, but the bottles that do come, you can shake them and they turn white. So it's pretty unbelievable if you ask me. I don't even know how I did it. It's like a happy mistake. So I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's great to have you. That's really good. Siaka, what do you got, bud?
And my final thought is make sure you guys go and get your own bottle of white privilege, because the more, truthfully though, the more, and follow us, because the more we can get people like ourselves to build up, the more the parallel economy grows. And the more, like I said in the Jeremy Rangers commercials, we stop giving money to people that hate us and give them to people that at least align with our values. So get your privilege.
Can I say one more thing? I'm sorry. Guys, you can go to gotprivilege.shop. That's gotprivilege.shop to find white privilege. You can also go to Public Square. We're on Public Square as well. Thank you for Siaka. You reminded me that. Yeah.
Well, that sort of leads me to, the whole reason why Hollywood for Freedom exists is to gather conservatives in the entertainment business and support each other to thrive and prosper. And so that's really what we want to see Bo do. We want his business to just go great guns. So I encourage everyone to get along. The other business that I want to promote again is AdLife. And I just, as a final thought, want to just encourage people, even if you know a family that is looking for an education alternative, educating our kids in schools that don't hate our kids is very important. And in Hollywood or in Los Angeles, that's a rare commodity. And AdLife is one of those organizations that we fully want to get behind and see them thrive so that we can see families thrive in Hollywood. So that's my final thought.
Yeah, that's great. And we know those guys personally, so we know you're in good hands over there, which is cool. So my final thought, guys, might surprise you, but Die Hard ever made. It's not only a Christmas movie, it's an action-packed slugfest. You got to see it. It's the best thing ever. Love
it
that
is a
movie.
slugfest.
It's so good. Beat the terrorists in the end. What's better than that? So
yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother trucker.
Yeah.
Right, family show.
Yeah,
So,
trucker.
Well, hey, that is our show for today. Thank you for joining us. We are the new Hollywood for Free Thinkers, where being a creative doesn't mean you need to sacrifice wholesome ideals, where freedom and family is a good thing, where you can be a well-rounded and healthy creative working in the new Hollywood. If you're not yet a member of our database, sign up for free on our website, hollywoodforfreedom.com. Our strength is in our numbers, so please join the movement. And remember, do not trust big tech. Find us on Rumble and X, where we can speak freely of censorship. Click on the links now, and don't forget to click the follow button for notifications of our weekly show. Thank you again, AdLife Academy, Serene Oils as well, for being our sponsors today. Thank you, Tim, Siaka, and Bo. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys.
All see you soon. New shows drop every Monday at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Until next time, Galatians 5:13.